Hi folks, so I just made a video about a handheld which I DIY'd. So on this occasion I'm going to introduce to you the Hackberrypi which was made popular by zhio chap from Germany who created this Hackberrypi. So this Hackberrypi is sold by Elecrow online, and this is actually made in kit form. So you don't actually get a finished product. So there's the kit. It's upside down. Turn it right way around. So you've got some Allen keys and some screws. You've got some more screws, and you've got a blackberry badge, small little badge. Instead of screwdriver, you can use this sort of tool, which is optional. It's optional to actually screw in the screws. I've already assembled this kit, and as you can see, it's got a blackberry type keyboard. Just get this out of here without struggling too much with one hand. Right, that's it, got it out. One sec. So that's the little carrier it comes in, a little case, hard case. So this is the product itself. So I've had this a couple of weeks now, so I've been actually playing with it. It's similar to my other handheld, the one I've just built. That one doesn't have a keyboard. So on this side, you can see I've stuck on some rubber feet to raise it, the profile a little bit. There's a cutout here for an antenna, and this is the heat sink. So the heat sink comes in this bag. So you've got once you get the kit, you have to buy yourself a CM5 module. I got this one from the pihut. You could go to the description below for the link to the pihut, which is a UK based company. On the side, you've got full HDMI. You've got a little cutout, and this is for I2C squared connection. If you want to break out to the I2C, you know, for people who want to code. You've got an SD card. There's also one of these models which comes with obviously eMac storage, you know, within the system. So some of the CM4s have got built-in storage in 8 gigabytes, 16 gigabytes, 32 gigabytes. This is a 16 gigabyte SD card. So I prefer the SD card because I could actually remove the card and flash if there's any problems. There's a switch for the keyboard. So this little switch is for the keyboard. And on this side, underneath, you got another switch to turn the unit on. On this side, you've got two USB A ports. There's no USB 2. The screen is a primaroni hyperpixel 4 square, because there's the hyperpixel rectangular. This is the square, so this is 4 inches square, so you get a bigger screen. So yeah, so you put the kit together, you install, the kit comes without the CM4, so you have to buy the CM4, and there's a few things you have to do. So once you install the CM4, you have to get yourself a new SD card. You go on to your Windows PC or a Linux PC, and there you can use DD to write the image to the SD card. So you write the Raspbian OS via DD to the OS card, or you can then use a Windows computer. You could download Etcher or Win Imager, um, also Rufus. They're the three imaging type software. So you flash the Raspbian OS to the SD card, and then you boot the system. When you boot the system, the screen doesn't come on because you have to write a short piece of code. The code you obtain from the primaroni site for the hyperpixel. So you've got to enter into the boot firmware config.txt, and you have to change a line to include the primaroni screen into your boot config file. Once you've done that, you have to reboot, and the screen will come on. So the instructions are all on Elecrow's website, also on Primaroni's website, on how to set up this system. So if you're not familiar with Linux, you won't be able to do this by yourself, because you have to be able to use the command line, you have to be able to open files using Nano, and you have to be able to save a file once you made changes using to close out to Nano. So you Control O to write the file, Control X to close back to the terminal. So this setup is done in the terminal, because you've got no on-screen display when you turn the system on for the first time. So apart from opening the system, installing a CM4, you've got to be able to write code in the Linux terminal. So you have to be able to be proficient at Linux, or know somebody who will be able to do that for you. So you just can't buy one of these on Elecrow and just take it home and connect it like an ordinary sort of like a phone, or a gadget you just turn on and you put in your details, and that's it. You got the flash OS, you got to install the CPU, which is the CM4, and you've got to write code to get the screen. So it's all the instructions are there on the Elecrow site or by Moroni's site. So the links to those sites I'll include to elecrow.com and to the pihut websites. So to turn the system on, you just go to the bottom here and you just turn on. There's a little sound that comes on. You wait a few minutes, screen will start, and then the Raspberry Pi OS starts. So I'll take this here a bit. So as you can see, there's the Raspberry. Sorry about the sunlight. Perhaps I'll be better taking this away from the sunlight. So I'm just walking away into the front room. So there we go, I'll put that here. So there's the system when it's turned on, and just move that box away. move these stones away. And so yeah, so there's the system turn on. So it's got the, sorry about my shadow in this screen. So you've got the BlackBerry keyboard, and you also got a touch screen. So touch screen, if you go to the website, so remember this is all set up. Another system you would have to set it up yourself. And there you've gone into a web browser, you touch, and then with the BlackBerry keyboard you enter text by the keyboard. So the keyboard works perfectly. And if you're familiar with the BlackBerry keyboard, it's very easy. You've got your QWERTY keyboard, you've got your symbol here which you press to get your characters, because the keyboard obviously haven't got 1, 2, 3, 4. They're actually mixed together, so you have to be able to use symbol. And you've got an Alt key, you got your space bar. So if you know anything about BlackBerry's keyboards, you should be well at home. So that's a roundup, folks. So that's my presentation and review of Hackberrypi. So if you want one of these, you could either build one yourself, or you can go to the Primaroni website and obtain a model. I've actually built one of these myself even before, but this one doesn't have a keyboard, so there's a homemade version of the same thing, but obviously this one is not as elegant. So this one runs off batteries, and you need a keyboard because this one hasn't got a touch screen. So this is just a Raspberry Pi Zero. It's got a built-in battery, Pi Zero. Sorry, it's a Pi 3A, sorry. It's a Pi 3A, yeah. And yeah, so this one, someone built, same size, about the same size. I did have a keyboard, but the keyboard was unfunctioning, so I removed the keyboard, and obviously the black plastic is covering where the keyboard was. The keyboard started to work. It was a Liligo T BlackBerry style keyboard. However, there was a problem. Some of the keystrokes weren't registering, so I removed the keyboard. I've actually ordered a keyboard from Elecrow, which is the same as this unit, but I'm waiting on that. That's about £40 for that keyboard. So I've already have a cutout about the same size to include that keyboard. So that's all for now, folks. So till my next video, all I can say is bye.